Hello. Today I will talk about that scenario where you and your partner fight over the same topic again and again. It might have been some days, it might have been some months, even some years, and that topic somehow comes back again and again. The fight happens, and when the fight happens again, you are wondering, your partner is wondering, why is it that this issue somehow is not getting resolved. Though the research has shown that 69% of your issues, your married life issues, cannot be solved, they need to be managed. Okay, but I am not touching that part of it. I am going to be touching the deeper aspect of it. So, suppose there is this topic that you and your husband or your wife have been discussing, and solution is not reached at. So now suppose as a wife you are going and talking about that topic once again because it has not got resolved, there has been no solution to it, and you've been cracking your head over it, so you brought it up again. And when you bring it up again, your husband thinks that, oh my god, last time also I told her that this is what needs to be done, this is how I want it to be. Somehow she is still not able to understand. That's the thought he has in his mind. And in your mind, you are listening to that same response again, and in your mind you're thinking, no, but you're not getting my point. What you are saying is not the point that I am trying to emphasize. So as a wife, you are thinking that your husband has not got to the crux of that issue. Therefore, his response or his solution is not appropriate, and you go back time and again to make him to understand that this is the issue, but somehow he is not understanding. And if you're a husband, then you might be thinking that, is my wife so dumb, sorry to be using this word, but is she so dumb that she can't understand, or is it that she doesn't wish to understand? And you come to a point where you start to think that there is no point in even talking about it, so you shut off, you don't even want to respond, or you respond in minimum words, and the result is that the problem remains. All right, needless to say, the emotions that go along with it, that's another factor. Okay, now what do you do in these situations? The deeper aspect of it says that the problem that you're talking about is is something that is a symptom. Whatever that problem might be, that problem is a symptom of something going on at a deeper level. So that problem is just a trigger. But why are you getting triggered is because, or you are not able to get to the solution is because there are underlying emotions which relate to that problem. Now, for instance, your husband, tells you that, look, I have told this to you so many number of times. Are you deaf or dumb or what? Suppose, he says like this, it hurts you, right? It hurts you to the point, or if he says that, I don't want to talk about this topic anymore, you please get lost and you just leave me alone, I don't want you to be here. Any of these scenarios, what happens? You start, it hits you very badly. Now it is not what he has said per se, stand alone, which is hitting you. It is something inside you which is making you to feel bad. Okay, and this is not a self blame, this is taking the responsibility. So if you take that responsibility, then you will know and you will understand. And from that perspective, just go back to some other situations of the past. Every time, whether it's your husband, it's your in-laws, it could be your own brothers, sisters, your parents, it could be your colleagues, your bosses. Sometimes they have said something and it hits you because those underlying emotions are deep inside. You are attracting those kind of situations. So you say, for instance, that feeling might have been the moment your husband said that get lost, or he says, "Are you deaf or are you dumb?" you suddenly feel that you're not important. You suddenly feel that your words are not important. You feel that your expression of your thoughts is not important. You feel you are not valued for who you are. So there is a underlying deep feeling of rejection. Because you're carrying this feeling of rejection, these situations, you can say that you tend to attract these situations. Go back in the past and you will see that so many times you have attracted those situations where you have felt rejected. So whatever these situations are not responsible for the feelings of rejection that you are feeling. These situations are the triggers. These situations are the symptoms of those feelings of rejection inside you. Now here I am just taking one emotion, that of rejection. There could be any other negative emotion. Point is that it is not these problems that need to be solved. You don't have to do anything to solve these problems. And this is the greatest mistake that we all end up doing, is we are trying to solve the problem. What needs to be taken care of, what needs to be worked on, is these underlying feelings behind those situations. And these underlying feelings behind those situations, for instance, in the example I gave you, are the feelings of rejection. And if you do not take care of those feelings of rejection, you will invite more such feelings of rejection. When you look at the past, you will realize it. And if you don't do anything about it, you will see you will attract more such situations where you will feel rejected. Okay. Now, how do you deal with this? You got to deal with the feelings of rejection, not the problem. Okay. There are many ways to deal with this feeling, right? So in our program, we tap into all those different ways. But for now, for you to start working on it, one of the ways I am telling you, which is uh, not easy, though it is simple. It needs a lot of guts. It needs a lot of efforts. It needs you to break your ego. It needs you to shatter your ego before you get into that step. Once you get into that step, having kept your ego aside, or just breaking that ego, over a period of time you will start to see how it starts to impact, uh, to dissolve your feelings of rejection. Okay. And I have mentioned this previously also in quite a lot of my videos. It's the it's the power of forgiveness, right? Now you can say that this person does not need to be forgiven, this person doesn't deserve to be forgiven. But remember, and I'm repeating in this video also, that you're not forgiving for the other person, you're forgiving for your own sake. Because when you forgive, you release. All right, you release lot of resentment. And when you and this technique of forgiveness that I am mentioning, this technique not necessarily is just about forgiving others. It is primarily about forgiving your own self. If you don't forgive yourself, you cannot expect others to forgive you. You got to be forgiving to yourself. You heard a lot about self love, right? So self love is, forgiveness is one of the ways that your inner self realizes that you love your inner self. Okay. So this is not just about forgiving others, it's a small part there, but it is more about forgiving yourself. Now, to get into more details of how this is to be done, I have made a separate video on this, on how to forgive and let go. Therefore, I am, because this video is about 7 more minutes, I am putting the link to this video here. All you will need to do is just listen to that video and get into that process of forgiving yourself first and forgiving others. right? Mm, when you listen to that video, uh, the video also has the steps along as to how you forgive yourself and others. The steps are there, so you could be just, it is about 7.5 minutes, so you could be listening to the video, and at the same time you can follow the process. Now once you get used to it, then after that you can either choose to listen to the video, or you can do it by yourself once you have understood how it is done. There are some people who just wish to just have that guided forgiveness prayer, so that it becomes easy, and that's your choice. Okay, now when you do this, then those negative feelings will start to dissolve slowly over time, and then you will see that solving a problem is not an effort, right? It comes easy, it comes easy to you. Now, that's what I wanted to tell you, that instead of fighting over one problem over and over again, work on the underlying feelings that are associated with that problem. Okay? That's all I wanted to share with you. And please do write your thoughts on, in case you have experimented with this before, you have some experiences before. Please do share your thoughts in the comment box, and I am going to be um, learning from there also. Should you have any questions, write your questions. I'll be happy to answer. And I am going to be seeing you tomorrow, same time. Some Facebook user is asking what time is for live session. Live session happens every day from 3:30 p.m. India Standard Time. Okay, and come up with your questions. It'll be, more fun to be answering those questions live. And as I mentioned at the start of our 100 days challenge, that my intention for you to come to live is that it is going to help you break your own boundaries, right? When you break those boundaries, there is a lot of shift that you will experience within you. That shift is good enough for you to take the right steps in the right direction, because you will get those insights when the shift happens inside. And that will happen when you are breaking all the fears and doubts, thinking that if I am, if you're participating in live, then who will get to know, how many people will know, they will know about your married life. Forget it. Even if they get to know about your married life, do you think they're going to do anything about it except passing comments? Leave all that, come on live, ask your questions, participate, and get on with this challenge. Because I assure you, when you are getting onto this 100 days challenge and practicing, you will definitely achieve some breakthrough in your married life. More than that, if you want, yeah, we are there to help you. Then in that case, you need to get in touch with us. Okay, so I am going to be seeing you 3:30 tomorrow once again. uh, Take care and have a great evening. Bye.